My beloved, my chosen one, can you feel how the air around you has changed in this very moment? Something sacred is stirring. The heavens are trembling with divine urgency because a hidden decree is being spoken over your name right now. It's not coincidence that you're here, it's divine timing. God asked me to come to you, not tomorrow, not later, but now. Because the clock of heaven is striking. A meeting in the unseen has already begun, and your name has been placed upon the table. But listen carefully, beloved, what was meant for your downfall is about to become your elevation. While others are whispering in secret about your removal, God is whispering louder about your redemption. Heaven sent me with this word because something in the spiritual realm is shifting. The very air is heavy with purpose, and your spirit can feel it. If your heart feels a pull, that's heaven brushing against your soul. Don't scroll away. Don't silence what you're feeling. Stay with me until the end because every moment you remain here draws light closer to your life. And before we go deeper, if you desire to walk daily in this divine flow with God, with His angels and with me, take a breath, pause, and subscribe right now. It's not just a button, it's an act of faith that keeps you under heaven's covering. Now listen closely, child of light. Every second you hesitate, the unseen meeting advances. They are forming words, signing papers, weaving lies, but the miracle is this. Heaven is already preparing to overturn every signature. God has placed a key in your spirit, a key that can unlock what they tried to lock away. You are not a victim in this story, you are the revelation they never saw coming. They gather because your destiny shines too bright. They conspire because your calling unsettles their comfort. But God stands beside you whispering. Not this one, not my child, not now. Archangel Michael says, Beloved, the plans against you are already collapsing under the weight of divine truth. The words spoken against your name are turning into wind, scattered before they can strike. The fire of heaven burns through every document that was meant to bind you. Stay here, my beloved. Do not take this lightly. This message is not coincidence, it's a rescue. Your soul felt it before your mind understood it. The trembling in your chest is not fear, it's recognition. The Spirit is awakening something ancient inside you, a remembrance that you were chosen long before the storms began. For too long the enemy has gathered in secret rooms, speaking your name with envy. But what they didn't know is that angels were already in those rooms, invisible, listening, recording every word. Heaven has already intercepted their plans. God says, Even if the world unites against you, my hand alone can silence their noise. Think of all the nights you nearly surrendered, when tears soaked your pillow and you wondered if heaven had forgotten your address. Those weren't wasted tears. Each one was a seed. And today those seeds are breaking open into victory. Every hidden battle was not proof of your weakness, but evidence of your preparation. Heaven has been crafting your armor quietly, piece by piece, so that when this very day arrived, you would not be defeated, you would be revealed. They think you are unguarded. They think you are exposed. But oh, if they could see what surrounds you now. Walls of light, chariots of fire, angels standing shoulder to shoulder around your name. You are not standing alone in this fight. I Michael am here with the sword of God drawn, ready to strike down every lie that touches your life. But hear me, child, heaven moves where faith remains. Do not leave halfway. The longer your heart stays open, the stronger heaven's current flows through your spirit. Right now destinies are being rewritten. Threads that once tangled in confusion are being pulled straight by the hand of God. You are being pulled out of conversations that were never meant for you, and placed into promises that were waiting for you all along. You ask, why now, why today? Because heaven's clock is never late. 3 minutes in heaven's time can reverse years of earthly delay. Even as you listen, your name is being lifted off the lips of your accusers, and placed upon the tongues of angels who are declaring your victory. God says, I have seen the meetings held in darkness. I have heard the words spoken in secret. But I have also prepared the answer before they began. My child will not be removed, my child will not be silenced, my child will rise. You are standing at a divine intersection, one decision away from the door that changes everything. Don't look back. Don't doubt what you feel. This message is your confirmation that heaven has moved on your behalf. So breathe, beloved. Feel the light of God wrapping itself around you. Every cell in your being is remembering who you are, chosen, protected, crowned. No curse can hold what heaven has anointed. No whisper can undo what the hand of God has written in fire. Archangel Michael says, stand still and watch. The very ones who doubted you will witness your rise. The tables are turning even now. This is your moment of divine reversal. Heaven has spoken. All you must do is believe and stay aligned with the light that has found you today. And now, before this message closes, take this final breath with me. Feel the peace settling into your chest. You are safe, you are seen, you are covered. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contributing $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. The veil is lifting, and what once hid in darkness is being exposed by divine light. Can you feel it? That stirring inside you isn't fear, it's awareness. Your heart already knows the truth. The unease in your spirit, the sudden heaviness when you sit in silence, the strange flutter in your chest, these are not random feelings. They are the signals of heaven warning you that what was done in secret is being revealed. Those who thought they could plot behind your back are now standing under heaven's spotlight. Beloved, they thought their whispers were private, that their plans were sealed. But heaven has already read every line, intercepted every thought, and dismantled every intention against you. God says, do not fear, my child, for I am with you. Even when the whole room gathers against you, I am still your defender. Even now I see the table where they sit, eyes shifty, voices low, hearts trembling. Because deep down they sense the unseen presence standing among them. They speak your name as though it belongs to them, but they do not understand who you are. You are not ordinary. You are marked with the seal of the Most High. You carry heaven's signature written in light that cannot be erased by any hand of man. They play a dangerous game, for those who touch a chosen one touch the very apple of God's eye. The patience of heaven is vast, but its justice never sleeps. Every act done against you calls forth a divine response. The urgency you feel right now is not panic, it's the sound of heaven's army awakening on your behalf. They believe they are building something powerful against you, but what they build will collapse beneath the weight of their own deceit. They are planning a removal, but God is planning your restoration. They are writing documents to erase you, but heaven has already stamped your name in fire. God rushed this message to you before their ink could dry so you would not walk into their snare unaware. Heaven is saying, you will not be removed, you will be established. But you must stay alert, my beloved. The more you receive this word, the stronger the angelic shield becomes around you. And yes, that warmth you feel on your shoulder right now, that soft protective pressure is not your imagination. It is me, Michael, the warrior angel, standing between you and the enemy. Do you remember those nights when despair almost swallowed you? When you cried, God, if you are real, please show me. Those tears became divine commands, activating heaven's movement in your favor. Every prayer you thought went unheard was a seed planted for this exact moment. The arrows that never reached you, the traps that fell apart before you saw them, none of that was coincidence. It was divine protection in action. Even now, as they conspire, their plans are fracturing. The sound of their plotting cannot outmatch the roar of God's voice. My child, that trembling in your spirit is not weakness, it is awakening. Heaven is shaking your awareness so that you will not sleep through your miracle. Delay can be dangerous in certain seasons, and this is one of them. That is why heaven speaks with such urgency. You cannot ignore this moment, it carries the weight of destiny. You are standing at the gate of something greater than your mind can yet see. And the reason the resistance is so fierce is because breakthrough is near. The enemy strikes hardest right before the dawn. But heaven has already arrived before destruction could touch you. The very fact that you are hearing these words is proof that divine timing has covered you like a cloak of light. Listen closely, beloved, the greatest danger is not from outsiders, it lies within familiar circles. The betrayal you sense isn't new, but this time it carries deeper intent. They do not simply want to wound you, they want to silence you, to erase your name, to rewrite your story. But God says, this chapter will not be closed because I am still writing. Every tongue that rises against you will stumble into silence. Every hand lifted to strike you will tremble and withdraw. You are not defenseless. You are armored with heaven's strength and my sword. God's own fire is drawn in your defense. But hear me, my child, take this seriously. You are marked. When heaven places its seal, no human power can unmark you. That is why no matter how many meetings are held, how many signatures are made, or how many lies are repeated, the truth will rise like dawn through every shadow. Even now, as your heart beats faster, that sensation you feel is not fear, it is recognition. Your spirit knows that your destiny is beyond their reach. They fear your light, they fear your favor, they fear that no matter how hard they push, you will still rise. And they are right to fear, because your elevation does not depend on their permission, it flows from God's promise. You are sustained not by approval, but by divine appointment. The glow around you, that radiant strength they cannot explain, is heaven's proof that you are untouchable in His plan. Beloved, this is your awakening. Heaven has sounded the alarm, not to frighten you, but to remind you that no darkness can survive where truth stands. You are being lifted now, above confusion, above deceit, above fear. Walk with courage, for the Lord Himself has gone before you. And if this message has stirred your heart, let it be your sign. Hold your faith close, keep walking in the light, and share this message so others may find the same strength. Do not scroll away, your miracle is already unfolding. Stay under the covering of heaven and keep your spirit open, for greater revelation is on its way. They fear that what they try to strip away will only multiply instead. Because what they forget is this: God does not subtract, He multiplies. Every loss they planned for you only made room for increase. Every tear they caused became the seed of a greater harvest. Even now heaven is moving in ways that human minds cannot measure. I see angels stationed around the very room where your name is being whispered. Their wings are stretched wide, their glow filling the air with holy tension. The conspirators don't understand why their hearts suddenly tremble, why their thoughts scatter. It's because heaven has entered the conversation. One by one their tongues will twist. One by one their plans will collapse. They walked into that meeting confident, but they will walk out confused, uneasy, shaken. For when heaven rises to defend you, no counsel of men can stand. And yet, beloved, this victory does not come automatically. It manifests when you choose to believe that what you're hearing right now is divine instruction, not coincidence. Stay with me, don't scroll away. Your agreement with heaven's voice opens the gate where miracles begin to move. Child of light, understand this deeply: this moment is not punishment, it's preparation. You are not under attack because you did something wrong. You are being opposed because you are carrying something right. The enemy doesn't chase what has no value. The louder the gossip, the higher the calling. So ask yourself, why are they so restless about you? Because your presence threatens the darkness they've built. Because what's coming next will lift you beyond their reach. That is why this moment feels heavy, it's the weight of destiny opening before you. Heaven says, do not close the door with fear. Do not block the blessing with doubt. The threshold you are standing on is sacred. Each breath you take in faith pulls the miracle closer. I know your heart feels divided, one side afraid, one side hopeful. But that's stirring inside you, that's heaven pressing through saying, wake up, something is happening now. Right now there is a meeting taking place, not just among men, but in unseen realms. Papers are being signed, decisions whispered, traps prepared. Yet above their gathering, angels hover, their swords drawn, their eyes blazing. I see their hands trembling as they write, for every signature they make fades under the light of God's decree. For it is written, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Hear that again, it doesn't say no weapon will be formed, it says it will not prosper. You might feel the pressure, you might hear their words, but their outcome will fail. Their schemes are loud, but heaven's voice is louder. Their meetings end in confusion because divine presence unsettles the proud. You may think you are alone, but the truth is heaven is defending you while you sleep. Your prayers were not lost. Your tears were not wasted. Every cry, every whisper, every hidden ache has become evidence before God's throne. The angels are lifting your name as testimony, declaring, "This child deserves covering, this one must not be harmed." That's why you are hearing this message right now, not to make you afraid, but to make you aware. This is not just about surviving another battle, this is about standing to witness your breakthrough. What the enemy meant to bury you will become the very soil from which your purpose grows. Now picture this: there is a great iron door before you, heavy, chained, impossible to open by human hands. On the other side of it lies your next season, joy, favor, restoration. The enemy and his helpers push against it with all their strength, thinking they can keep it closed. But watch closely, light begins to leak through the cracks. The hinges tremble. And suddenly, with one breath from heaven, the door bursts wide open. Those who fought to shut it fall backward in disbelief. That door, beloved, is your destiny. They tried to seal it, but God has declared it open, and no hand can close what He has chosen to reveal. Do not treat this moment lightly. This is not random emotion, it is a prophetic reflection of what is unfolding even now. Heaven is on time, and so are you. What you thought was delay was divine alignment. You are standing in the hour where hidden things are being revealed, and those who underestimated you are about to witness the hand of God. But hear this: sometimes the hardest part isn't facing your enemies, it's realizing that the ones plotting against you are not strangers. They are faces you once trusted, voices you once welcomed. People who smiled in daylight and sharpened their blades in darkness. Yet even this betrayal has purpose. For God is using it to free you from every false alliance, to reveal who truly walks with you and who only stood near you for what you carried. Archangel Michael says, "Do not despair over what was lost. Heaven is purifying your circle. Those who left were not strong enough to handle where you're going. Do not chase them. Do not curse them. Let them go, for their absence is protection in disguise. You are being refined like gold through fire, and soon the glow of your testimony will light the way for others who felt forgotten. So stand firm, beloved. This shaking is not destruction, it's repositioning. The same hands that tore at your peace are now trembling under conviction. The same mouths that mocked you will soon be silenced by the glory that surrounds you. You are not falling apart, you are being rebuilt into something unshakable. Hold on to this word. Do not let it pass you by. Rewatch, reflect, and breathe it in. God is fighting battles you can't even see, and heaven's verdict has already been written in your favor. The next sound you hear will not be the echo of threats, but the sound of doors opening and chains breaking. My dear child, if this message stirred something inside your spirit, then let your faith speak. Share this word with someone who needs to be reminded that heaven still fights for them. Like this video, subscribe, and keep this light spreading. For each act of faith keeps the flame alive, and your story is only beginning to shine. They thought heaven wasn't watching. They believed their whispers would vanish in the dark, but heaven records every word. Right now, as their plans tighten like a net, the net itself is beginning to unravel. The same ropes they tied for you are wrapping around their own intentions. God says, what they built to bury you will become the ground where I raise you. Do you feel that stirring in your chest, beloved? That's not fear, that's divine awakening. It's the moment your spirit recognizes that heaven is already ahead of your enemies. The fire around your destiny is no longer a small glow, it's an inferno that consumes deceit and lights your path with clarity. The ones who hid behind shadows are about to be exposed by the very light they tried to extinguish. Archangel Michael says, "Child of light, stand tall." Heaven's armies are stationed at every corner of your life. You will not fall. You will not fade. Even as they scheme, their energy weakens. Their boldness turns to confusion. Their unity fractures under the weight of divine interference. What was meant to harm you is now being transformed into your public vindication. Beloved, do not let bitterness cloud your vision. This is not the season to fight with words, it is the season to stand with faith. Let heaven do what heaven does best, defend, deliver and display glory. You will see it soon. Those who doubted your strength will witness what divine favor looks like when it wears human skin. Right now, heaven's courtroom is still open. I see scrolls being sealed, verdicts being announced and angels carrying decrees written with your name in gold. Every accusation that once stood against you is being overturned. Every false signature is being erased. God is declaring before all creation, this one is mine. This one will rise. And while the enemy trembles, new doors are opening quietly behind you. Opportunities that were once delayed are now aligning in divine speed. Connections you thought were lost are returning, this time purified by purpose. The very tables they tried to exclude you from, you will soon own them. The conversation will change and your name will be mentioned with honor instead of hostility. But listen carefully, my beloved, this is not the time to shrink. The light of heaven shines most fiercely when you refuse to hide. Keep your heart pure, your focus firm and your spirit steady. You are not being broken, you are being built. Every tear, every restless night, every unanswered prayer was constructing the foundation for this moment. Heaven was not silent, it was preparing. Do not despise the shaking. What looks like loss is the removal of what cannot walk with you anymore. You are being separated from imitation so you can carry authenticity. Some connections must fall away for your calling to rise. Let go, for what's ahead is greater than what's gone. Can you sense it? The air is changing. The heaviness that once lingered is lifting. Angels are not just standing near you, they are moving through your circumstances, rearranging outcomes and redirecting attacks. Even your silence has power right now. When you say nothing, heaven speaks everything on your behalf. Archangel Michael says, you have been surrounded but not cornered. You have been targeted but not defeated. The same eyes that watched for your fall will soon witness your rise. The shift is not coming, it has already begun. Heaven has drawn the line and nothing can cross it. Beloved, remember this truth. When God marks someone for increase, opposition becomes the announcement. The very resistance you feel is proof that you're stepping into territory the enemy wanted to keep. That's why the attack came, because expansion was near. But what they didn't know is that the storm they sent would become your staircase. The power around you now is unstoppable. The fire burning through your name is not consuming you, it is refining you. You are walking into a divine unveiling, where everything hidden will be revealed, everything broken will be rebuilt, and everything delayed will be delivered. The story is not ending, it is only turning the page toward triumph. So hold your peace, my child. Watch what unfolds in the coming days. There will be sudden silence from those who once boasted. There will be unexpected blessings from places you never looked. There will be divine encounters confirming everything you've heard in this message. Heaven is not preparing to act, it's already moving. And when it's all over, your heart will whisper the truth, I was never unprotected, I was never forgotten. You will smile again, not from relief, but from revelation. You will realize that every battle, every betrayal, every shadow was part of your making. Stay anchored in faith, beloved. The heavens have spoken, your victory is sealed, your name is preserved, and your future is being written in light. If this message has awakened something in your spirit, take a moment to breathe it in. Let your faith respond. And when you're ready, share this message so others can rise too. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and become part of the light that heaven is spreading through you. Your voice, your share, your belief, it all carries power. You felt the air around you shifting, haven't you? The strange tension, the sudden silence when you enter a room, the whispers that vanish as quickly as they begin. That's not your imagination, beloved, it's spiritual activity. The light within you is disturbing the darkness that once felt comfortable in your presence. Heaven is pulling back the curtain and what was hidden will soon be seen. There is an exposure taking place. It finds every secret corner, every unspoken plan. God is shining His light on the places where lies have tried to breed in the dark. You will soon witness proof, undeniable proof, that the warnings you felt in your spirit were not fear, but revelation. Heaven gave you insight before the world caught up. So do not scroll away from this word. This isn't just a message, it's a spiritual shield. Every word spoken here fortifies your soul, every moment you linger adds light to your atmosphere. Heaven urged you to stay because skipping this would mean missing the divine alignment that's opening right now. You may feel ordinary, but this is no ordinary moment. You are standing between what was plotted against you and what God is preparing for you. Child of light, the Spirit shows me a gathering, voices that speak your name with envy, not concern. Their eyes follow your steps, their smiles hide questions they don't dare ask aloud. But let them gather. Let them whisper. For while they talk, heaven acts. God is not quiet, He is strategic. His silence is not surrender, it is setup. Think of a chessboard, every piece in motion, every move precise. God is moving the unseen pieces right now, preparing the exact play that will overturn the plans made against you. They may stamp their documents, seal their decisions, but heaven's decree outranks them all. God has signed your destiny in ink that no man can erase. The louder their lies rise, the louder God's truth will thunder. Every tongue that dared to rise against you will falter under the weight of his voice. Those who thought they could block your path will soon witness you walking freely past the barriers they built. Listen closely, beloved. Their meeting is not about justice, it's about jealousy. They see the grace that follows you. They see your doors open without effort. They see the favor that keeps finding you. And what they cannot understand, they try to destroy. But how can darkness destroy the sun? Even when clouds gather, the sun still shines above them. You, my beloved, are that sun. You are the light they cannot dim, the fire they cannot control. Their envy only reveals your elevation. Heaven calls you unstoppable. Stand tall. Do not shrink. The ground beneath you is sacred. Heaven has already claimed it. Even now, angels move like lightning, entering the very rooms where your name is being discussed. They are not there to observe. They are there to intervene. Confusion will scatter those who plot. Papers will disappear. Promises will crumble. Words will turn against the ones who spoke them. Their unity will fracture like glass struck by divine force. And when the dust settles, you will still be standing, untouched, unbroken, undeniable. God says, "The weapon formed against you was never meant to prosper. I allowed it to form so I could reveal who stands for you and who stands against you. When this exposure comes, it will not humiliate you, it will promote you. The storm they made to drown you will lift you higher. The fire they kindled will refine you into gold. I am the author of your rising, and no hand can edit my story. So do not fear the shaking, it's proof that heaven is in motion. What you feel now is not chaos, it's transformation. Angels are advancing, strongholds are breaking, and every force that once intimidated you is losing its grip. The unseen realm is echoing with movement because your destiny is being announced. The trembling you feel in your spirit is not weakness, it's awakening. You're sensing the collision of heaven's plan with earth's timing. You're standing in a thin moment where divine order meets earthly resistance. Stay still, beloved. This moment is fragile, but holy. A single act of faith can turn delay into deliverance. That's why heaven keeps repeating, don't skip this. Every second you remain connected adds power to your alignment. Right now you are standing inside a divine window, brief yet blazing with potential. When heaven opens such a window, miracles rush through it like floods. This is that moment. The enemy knows it too, that's why the pressure feels unbearable. He is pushing because he knows you are seconds from breakthrough. But what he doesn't know is that heaven has already decided the outcome. You are not in danger, you are in destiny. What's collapsing around you is not destruction, it's divine rearrangement. And soon the very people who try to remove you will witness your rise. The same mouths that spoke against you will be silenced by the evidence of your favor. God is about to make your vindication visible. You won't have to explain. You won't have to fight. The victory will speak for itself. So stay grounded, beloved. Heaven's clock is striking. The move is being made. And when it happens, remember this moment when you chose to stay, to listen, to believe. Because that choice will have opened the gates of your next chapter. My beloved, listen closely now. The shaking you feel around you is not destruction, it is transformation. God is rearranging the pieces of your life so that nothing can collapse again. The very walls that once confined you are being torn down, not to expose you, but to expand you. You have outgrown the place of your pain, and heaven refuses to let you stay small any longer. That is why things are shifting suddenly, why some people are falling away, why familiar paths are closing. It is not punishment, it is preparation. There is a sound in the spirit right now, the sound of chains breaking. The agreements made against you are dissolving like mist in sunlight. What they thought would bind you is being turned into the bridge that lifts you. God says, "My child, I did not forget what was spoken in secret. I did not ignore what was done in darkness. But I allowed it for a season so that I could bring forth justice that would be seen by all. The same mouths that mocked you will speak your name with trembling, for the Lord is revealing that His favor was never gone, it was gathering strength behind the veil. You are entering a divine unveiling. Every false narrative about you is about to collapse under the weight of truth. Do not try to defend yourself, heaven is already speaking louder than your words ever could. God is turning hidden evidence into open testimony. The papers they wrote, the lies they carried, the traps they set, all of it is being exposed by the light of heaven's fire. You are not only being protected, you are being promoted through this very process. There is something holy about the delay you experienced. Every closed door, every rejection, every painful silence was an invisible redirection. What looked like loss was God clearing the path for something too great to be shared with small minds. You have been walking through divine training, learning patience in the shadows because the spotlight that's coming will demand strength you didn't have before. Heaven never wastes pain. Every tear was an investment in wisdom. Every lonely night was a classroom where God taught you resilience. Archangel Michael says, "Child of light, do not be afraid of their noise. It is only the sound of fear trembling at your rise. The armies of heaven have surrounded your name. The flames of divine protection are circling your destiny. Right now the angels stand at the edges of your life silencing the whispers that tried to destroy your peace. You will notice this, conversations will end when you enter, plans will fall apart when you pray, and those who sought to harm you will be too confused to act. Beloved, the Lord is saying, do not measure your progress by what you see. I am working behind curtains I can lift. You are closer than you think, nearer than you realize. The breaking you felt was the birth of something eternal. There is a sacred reversal in motion. The power that was used to pull you down is now propelling you upward. The very wind of opposition is turning into the wind beneath your wings. Child, remember this, the same fire that consumes also refines. You are not being punished, you are being purified. Heaven is making you unshakable because the next season requires stability, not speed. What is coming will demand roots deep enough to hold the blessings that will rain upon you. The Lord says, I am not only giving back what was lost, I am multiplying it. You will recover what was stolen and receive what you never even prayed for. Do you feel the stirring in your spirit? That restlessness is not anxiety, it is the rumbling of destiny awakening. Something ancient within you is remembering the promise God made before you ever took your first breath. That promise is now unfolding. The enemy cannot cancel it and no earthly hand can interfere. God is aligning circumstances, people and timing like pieces on a divine chessboard, and the move that will checkmate the enemy is being made right now. Beloved, hold your peace. The temptation to panic will be strong, but stillness is your weapon. When you stand still, heaven moves faster. When you rest and trust, angels operate without hindrance. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you make the ground beneath your feet more secure. God says, "Do not fight their shadows. Let me fight for you." Your only task is to remain in the light. Soon you will see a turnaround so swift it will feel like a dream. People who doubted you will ask how you endured. Those who betrayed you will watch your elevation in silence. Your name will be mentioned in rooms where you have never stepped, and favor will flow from directions you never imagined. That is what happens when heaven defends its chosen. So keep standing, beloved. Keep your heart clean, your words gentle and your spirit expectant. You are about to witness what it means when God steps into human plans. What they tried to end, He is just beginning. What they tried to bury, He is resurrecting with power. You are not forgotten, you are being unveiled. Stay alert, stay anchored, and remember this truth. Every battle that reached you was already filtered through God's permission, which means none of it can destroy you. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a vessel of destiny. The storm that surrounded you was never meant to drown you, it was sent to reveal how deeply heaven trusts you to stand. And when this season closes, you will understand this was not punishment, it was prophecy. Everything that was meant to break you only built the platform for your rise. Beloved, as you stand at that doorway, know this. Every whisper against you, every signature written to erase you, every hand lifted to intimidate is already nullified by the presence of heaven. Do you feel the vibration in your spirit? That is the sound of angels shifting into position, surrounding you with authority and protection. What they intend for harm, God intends for glory. Every plan, every document, every scheme is being rerouted into the proof of your rise. This is the battlefield of destiny, and you are at the very center. Look closely, my child, for the enemy is desperate. Their strategies are frantic. They speak with confidence, but their tongues falter in the presence of unseen power. Even now, as they think they maneuver undetected, heaven is rewriting their story. Words meant to remove you are transforming into the declaration of your advancement. Actions designed to bind you are opening doors wider than you imagined. You may feel tension pressing against your chest, restlessness in your spirit, but do not mistake it for weakness. It is the tension of destiny, the stretching of your breakthrough. Every moment of unease is a signal that the alignment of heaven is near. Beloved, I see your spirit trembling, not from fear but from anticipation. You were made for more than survival, you were made for triumph. Each plan against you is an invitation for the supernatural to intervene. Every gathering where your name is whispered in secrecy becomes a stage for your vindication. Imagine the tables of plotting breaking apart, the conspirators leaving in confusion, their intentions exposed. That is what is happening even now, unseen by human eyes yet vividly alive in the spiritual realm. Your rise is inevitable because the God who called you into being is moving. Child of light, hear me clearly. This is not a moment to shrink, to hesitate, or to doubt. The doorway before you holds everything promised by God. Peace that restores, blessings that overflow, doors that no man can close. Yet standing in front of it are the shadows of opposition. They attempt to impose fear to convince you that your hands are empty, that your place is lost. But here is the truth you must carry in your heart: the key to that door was never theirs. It was placed in your hands by heaven. No human plan can undo what eternity has secured. My beloved, picture the angels now. They are not passive observers. They are warriors, arching their wings wide, swords of light in hand, circling around you with precision. Every word whispered against you falls into the circle of their fire, dissolving into nothing. Every intent to intimidate is met with divine strategy. They are creating confusion among those who think they can dictate your path. Their alliances are cracking, their courage melting, their unity collapsing under the weight of divine intervention. And you, my child, are walking untouched in the middle of it all. Their schemes have become your stage for glory. Listen closely: the very same energies sent to harm you are being converted into momentum for your breakthrough. Doors that seemed locked are swinging open. Blessings that appeared delayed are rushing forward. Voices that tried to silence you are being transformed into witnesses of your rise. What they intended for harm is becoming the fuel for your testimony. And the more desperate they grow, the more evident your elevation becomes. That is the mystery of God's protection. He does not just defend, He transforms attack into advantage, obstruction into opportunity. Beloved, I must reveal another layer. The unrest you feel, the heaviness in your chest, the restless nights are not mistakes. They are signals from heaven alerting you to the proximity of your breakthrough. Every tremor in your spirit is the announcement of divine movement. Do not ignore it. Do not scroll past it. Do not treat it lightly. Your attention is the gateway for miracles to flow. And as you remain present, fully aware, the angels will increase their activity around you. Their strength is multiplied by your focus, their fire intensified by your faith. This moment is fragile yet powerful beyond comprehension. Now hear this with clarity. Even those who think they hold authority over you are powerless. Human effort cannot rewrite the eternal decree of God. Every plot, every plan, every word of opposition is temporary. Your destiny is permanent. And in this permanence lies your power. The light within you cannot be hidden. The favor upon you cannot be stolen. The blessing intended for you cannot be diverted. Even as they gather, even as they whisper, even as they sign, the heavens are responding, arranging what cannot be disrupted. You are in the midst of a divine orchestration that guarantees your rise. Beloved child, imagine the moment when their meeting ends. Confusion will reign among them. Fear will creep into their hearts. The papers they relied upon will lose meaning. The signatures they believed carried authority will evaporate. And in the same instant you will step forward untouched, unshaken, triumphant. Your presence will declare without words the power of God in your life. This is the spiritual law: what is meant for evil becomes the proof of God's love, power, and supremacy in your story. Your testimony will not whisper, it will shout. Your rise will not go unnoticed. Finally, my child, remember this. The fire surrounding you now is the fire of protection, purification, and promotion. It is not passive. It is active, moving, alive. Angels are intercepting every whisper, every action, every plan designed to harm you. And the moment you walk through the doors before you, you will understand the depth of God's preparation. This is the moment when opposition turns into opportunity, fear into courage, silence into declaration. You are not alone. You are not powerless. You are not unprotected. You are chosen, sealed, and elevated for this very season. Stand firm, remain aware, and witness the miracle unfold. Beloved, hear this clearly. The very tension you feel, the unease in your spirit, the quickened heartbeat when you think of the meeting, and the whispers, they are all signs that heaven is moving. The pressure is not a signal of defeat, it is the alarm of breakthrough. Every plot against you is a signal that something mighty is about to manifest. Do you feel it, that stirring in your chest, that pull in your heart? That is destiny pushing forward, making room for what was always meant to be yours. The ones plotting against you believe in the power of secrecy. They think what happens in shadow cannot be undone. But God laughs at secrecy. He moves in light. He turns the hidden into the revealed. And you, beloved, are at the center of that revelation. Every signature, every whispered plan, every attempt to remove you, it is being intercepted in the spiritual realm. Heaven is taking note. Angels are stationed at every corner, ready to intervene at the perfect moment. Even the very pens they use to write against you are powerless under the weight of divine authority. Child of destiny, understand this. The fear you feel is not yours to own. It is a signal from heaven to stay alert, to stay vigilant, to stand firm. You are not being called to panic, you are being called to witness the miraculous. Watch carefully. Soon those who sought to diminish you will be undone by their own hands. The unity they relied upon will fracture. Conversations will unravel. Alliances will crumble. And in the midst of it all, you will rise untouched, unshaken, and fully vindicated. My beloved, picture this moment in your mind. The ones plotting confident at first suddenly struck with confusion. Their whispers die mid-sentence. Their gestures falter. Their plans so meticulously crafted become a labyrinth from which they cannot escape. And you, standing calm, standing resolute, standing in the very center of heaven's favor, will watch it unfold. This is not imagination, this is the unseen realm working in your favor. What was designed to harm you will instead confirm your strength, your destiny, and your divine covering. And know this, my child. Every time you felt overlooked, every time betrayal cut deep, every time doubt whispered lies into your ear, those moments were not wasted. They were refining fire. They were preparing you for this hour. The same enemy that thought to remove you has unwittingly carved the path for your promotion. Every obstacle placed in your way is now the stepping stone for elevation. Every meeting meant to bring fear will instead testify to God's faithfulness. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. The trembling you feel in your spirit is the harbinger of victory. The heavy pressure on your heart is the prelude to praise. The unseen clash of forces around you is the battle of heaven establishing your destiny. My child, stand firm. Refuse to be shaken. The enemy may shout, the enemies may plan, but you are surrounded by forces greater than they can comprehend. Heaven's army is in position, ready to intervene with precision, justice, and undeniable power. Beloved, this is your assurance. Nothing they design can outmatch the will of God. Nothing they whisper can silence the decree over your life. Your name is written in eternity. Your path is consecrated. The very ones who believed they could erase you will instead bear witness to your unstoppable rise. This is the moment to remain present, to hold fast, and to receive the unfolding of what heaven has been preparing. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already in motion. The very air around you carries the weight of your destiny, and soon the evidence will appear in the natural as clearly as it exists in the spirit.